All Ontario battle in this second semifinal, and Sault Ste. Marie's Bob Woolley has the early lead. Back-to-back strikes gives him the first 2 frames and $400 against Oshawa's Calvin Groff. Calvin winning $850 getting here. Woolley $925. Crossed over.
Yes, indeed, crossed over, and the advantage, Vic, of course, goes to the person who wins this match. Now they're going to go in, and the bonus on this, we should mention, is $1,500. Now you play for some serious money. You watch this bowler here. He's playing for some serious money, trying to get a break here. How much do you think the money plays into it rather than bragging rights? Get your name on that title.
Well, you know what? I think as an athlete, as the bowler, you can't think about the money. You try not to. You want to get there first. Then the money will take care of itself. Easier said than done, of course. But another opportunity for Bob Woolley here, who has won $925 in qualifying. This is his 5th appearance. Can pick up another 200 with a strike.
He's lined up pretty good. Got the speed up, crossed it over, didn't get the break. Now he needs to pick up the 2-8. The conversion will give him a carryover. He's got 28 in the first frame. Watch this. He just wants it so bad. He rears up. Watch, see that? He lifted his foot way up over top. Almost kicked himself in the back. But 2 pins remaining. Reaches out well enough to cover it.
Drives it right through for the spare, and so we'll have a carryover to the 4th. We'll play for $400.
Wildly Woolley here. Bob Woolley. 205, 221 to get into it. He's been bowling for 38 years. Boy, does he splay them pins all over the place. Just hits them. He's got so much power behind it, so much momentum going down, the 6-pin didn't even move. Look at the eyes, the determination over here, pulls it up, stands up, puts a little bit more effort into it. 6-pin. Up and down, that's it.
And a spare here in 4. And it does give Calvin Groff a chance to win the 2 frames and tie the game through 4 if he can strike here. Now watch Groff. This is his step that we've talked about. Oh, there we go. A little side step, crosses over and gets away with it, and he'll pick up the 2 frames and the 400.
Really amazing to watch this. 1, 2, 3. Here's the dip, and then you go. The little dipsy doodle there. And it works at the other end, because when he gets to the line, he still releases the same way all of the time. He just said it's a habit. Nobody has taught him it.
Nope.
He was mentioning to you that you didn't want to try and get away from it.
No, I mean, people have tried to straighten him out, as it were, make a more direct, or take a more direct line to the line. But he said, just why fool with something if it's working?
This is one of the games you can do everything wrong as long as you do it the same way each time, over and over again.
But do you, related to golf, if you have good mechanics, when something goes wrong, it's easier to fix. When something goes wrong with his game, and I'm speaking of Calvin Groff now, is it more difficult because he has that added dimension of the side step?
Well, it would be a little more difficult, but the question is whether or not he would do it. That's a little unusual, because usually the ball will carry right on through. What happened there, the ball stayed on the right-hand side, hit the first pin, and then carried on. Now this will give him another one if he gets a strike, another frame.
Like that.
The mechanics have to be solid, as Woolley has, then he can make the minor adjustments.
Well, you don't have to go back as far, right, in trying to fix it.
You don't have to fix anything. If you bend the knee like this, follow through like this, see the difference there? When he left up the 2 pins in the car, he stayed down, kept the foot on the approach, and got the happiness look on his face. Watch this. Pushes it out, back. Now watch him reach. There it is. He snaps the ball. Too much. The 2-7 remains standing.
He has the lead by $200.
You see the first on the frame where he got the strike, it was nice and smooth. This one, he whipped it.
Herky-jerky a little bit.
Yes, indeed. And that's all he has to smoothen out. And, of course, then he'll get the strikes going again. One of the only people in Canada ever win the Bowling World Cup.
Oh, very nice. He just perfectly put it in between to get the 2-7 and an important spare here in 6.
Fabulous shot here with the camera right there. You see the ball hit in between the two of them. Waltzes over, gets it down. And Woolley represented Canada in the World Cup competition. 60-some countries competing in that. He did that in Beijing, and it will also have done it in Thailand.
5 has been a problem for Calvin Groff. Needs that now to force another carryover.
Now Calvin has got a strike, spare, strike, spare, so he's been all the way through. Woolley, on the other hand, has got a double, 2 spares, a strike, and a spare. So both men have yet to have their first open. Nice to see.
Oh, goodness. That is the unforced error that we have seen so many times, and how punishing that is, because it gives the frame and $200 a gift. $200 to Bob Woolley.
And it's just a mental game. You get up there, you rush yourself just a little bit, leaves it up. Probably wondering why he didn't get the original strike, and then of course pays the ultimate price by missing it completely. Stands back way on the approach, and he's wanting to hook. He always hook. Let's see what happens here with the 1-2 remaining. Now he just missed the 5-pin. Has to be cautious on this to get to the head pin and make the cover. Normally you would think it would be a routine spare. Nothing's routine when you're playing for this kind of money and the right to go up for the title.
Good bounce back for Calvin Groff. Got to shake it off now, that open frame in 6.
Got one from the YBC leagues, and it's again an opportunity for us to say, teach your youngsters how to bowl. Take them to your favorite bowling center. Ask the proprietor. They'll get them into a league. Get them some excellent coaching. And you can come along and bowl just like this man has been doing. Ooh, 7-pin up.
Gave a little bit of a love tap. It didn't go down, so he'll need that to force a carryover.
I'll tell you what, he put everything into this ball. Well, look at the revs. Look at the turn over here. Everything goes sideways. Like you said, the love tap, but the pin lay in the channel.
Force a carryover. Got it? He does. So we'll carry over, and an 8 will play for $400. And it's a $400 now that would put Bob Woolley over the top and into the final. Calvin Groff, one of those situations where he either wins it, forces another carryover. If you lose this, Calvin Groff, you will not advance.
Woolley's gone a little deeper on this lane, a little bit further out, and watch what happens here. Bang, outside, and he bumped it a little bit on the lane. When you hear that thud, very unusual for him. You don't normally hear him do the transition from his hand to the past the foul line. Boy, there's a look. Let's see what happens here. He's got to smooth it out a little bit. Bowling is like landing an airplane. You want to land it nice and smooth.
139. Got him? He does. So he covers with the spare, but Calvin Groff now has an opening to pick up $400.
This is a great cover. Got some great youth bowlers. We've got Jennifer, and we've got her sister, and we've just had so much talent with the Willis family. And now we got somebody new up there, right beside her on the right-hand side. We've got a young man. There's her sister that competed in China. There's the young man, George Lambert. There's out of Skyway Lanes. And he's the Yaba YBC, 21 years old, this young man. And now he's going over to Buenos Aires and competing in the World event, the zones, and what a wonderful talent to see. And thanks to all the people that indicated he showed up today to watch the show. And while we were watching him, we also watched this young man get a great strike.
Great strike by Calvin Groff as he picked up the 2 frames and the $400, and so we are dead even with 2 frames to go. The winner moving on to play Murdoch Little of Saskatoon in the final. And that may have just given him a little bit of a boost. He has shaken off that open in 6 very nicely. Came back with a spare, now back-to-back strikes. And it is Bob Woolley who is forced to recoup a little bit here, regroup.
Watch the strike. He got everything into it. Turns the hand nicely, beautifully done, all the way through, and Woolley has a bit of a problem.
No, he doesn't.
No doesn't.
Problem. So we're going to carry over here. Fellas, it's all on the line for you now as we go to 10.
Now, both of these people, you've mentioned it so many times, they were the most consistent on the deal. Woolley still has yet to have an opening, and Calvin got 1 open, but he came right back for the double. So let's see what happens right now.
Now pin count is pretty tight with Groff having 2 up. Oh, now that one might just hurt Bob Woolley. His wife Jeanette will agonize along with him.
Tough shot. We got to convert this to the 1-3-6-7. And I tell you what, it gives perfect opportunity for Groff to do something.
Got it? No, he'll wrap it around the 7.
A little bit of a dance, but not quite enough. Now watch this. This is pretty well where you would like to see it happen. You put it over there far enough, he just didn't get the kickback he wants. So he's finished with 191 on an open. So a spare or a strike will give this young man anything but a split, and a miss will give him the final opportunity.
Calvin Groff looking to advance. Will he? And now he'll leave that.
He's got a 9 count up here. He's got the total, as long as he makes the spare. Now here's the interesting, he's got 9 count, 175. If he misses, he's got 184. It would tie him in the frames, but Woolley would have 191. So this is something he doesn't want to miss. The 9-pin, line it up, shoot for it, reach for it, and get it right over your head, and you go into the finals.
Going to the final? He is. Calvin Groff. We saw his mom, Chris. And Calvin Groff takes advantage of the only open frame by Bob Woolley, and it came in the 10th.
The most inopportune time, but he took full advantage of it. So 196 is his potential, but more important, he won the frame. And we're going to have 2 young Tigers going in head-on in the final match of the series.
You betcha. As Calvin Groff from Oshawa, Ontario, wins $1,200 to Bob Woolley's $800. So Calvin Groff is through, and now he'll face off against Murdoch Little from Saskatoon for the men's 10-pin title.